Welcome back. Time for the main event of the evening now. 12 rounds boxing to decide the flyweight championship of Great Britain. Francis Ampofo of Bethnal Green defending his title against the former champion from Kevin Forest, Robbie Regan. And as the challenger, it'll be Regan into the ring first. One defeat at the hands of his opponent tonight, and we saw it on Probox back in September.
What a reception.
And I guarantee the champion won't get such a warm welcome. A lot of the crowd held him responsible for that clash of heads, but it is to Ampofo's credit that he promised Regan a return, and he's been as good as his word.
You know what, I'm just looking at that cut, Dave, on Regan's left eye. It does look prominent. Just walking around the venue before the contest, it's interesting listening to people. When I spoke to two of Regan's best pals called the Turley twins, who have been told by Robbie Regan that there's no doubt he'll reclaim his title. But we'll see, because action will speak louder than words.
The champion coming into the strange of James Brown. Manager Barry Hearn in the background.
I know Francis' last visit to Wales was for a press conference in which he was very upset when Robbie Regan turned up apparently 35 minutes late. Francis assured him he'd made a long trip from London and he could be on time. Why weren't you? A little bit of legal cropped in.
And the one defeat on Ampofo's record in that 6th rounder at the York Hall Bethnal Green. Here comes little Francis. Now we're going to have the national anthems. Land of my fathers.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthems?
while a few scattered boos for the national anthem, but Land of My Fathers sung quite beautifully.
This is the main event of the evening, sponsored by Davis Lewis Civil Engineering. Your officials for this contest, appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, the timekeeper, Mr. Ivor Campbell from Swansea, the referee, Mr. John Coyle from Wolverhampton. Gardner and Hay Promotions, in association with Matchroom, are proud to present a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the flyweight championship of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, the challenger, the former flyweight champion of Great Britain, wearing the yellow colours from Blackwood, Robbie Regan. And in the middle corner, wearing the blues, the flyweight champion of Great Britain,
I must say, Francis Ampofo looks a very, very relaxed champion. In him tonight, he faces a real live wire, former champion Robbie Regan.
Quite right.
Should make for a classic. All we must remember though, Dave, is, you know what we said before, Francis has won a title and that can put 20% on your performance. And it'd be interesting to see how he goes about it. But it looks like he's enjoyed the introductions anyway. Good blending style in these two. You've got a very mobile, fluent Regan against the pocket battleship Francis Ampofo.
John Coyle, the referee for this 12-round championship bout.
What a title fight does for atmosphere.
A little trouble with Regan's gum shield at the moment, it seems to fit.
I wonder how Robbie's feeling about that cut in the back of his mind.
Round one, we welcome all Screen Sport viewers all over Europe and also to Prime Network in the United States of America. David Brenner, Jim McDonald, ringside with you in Cardiff. British flyweight title, Francis Ampofo of North London in blue, defending against the former champion Robbie Regan in yellow. Well, Regan outboxed him for many rounds last time they met, until that clash of heads opened up the slashing cut over the left eye. Regan determined no such arguments today. They stand at 1 win apiece. This is the decider.
Francis Ampofo has really whipped himself into tip-top shape. He knows this is a real battle he's got tonight. He sparred 15 rounds about 10 days ago, so he's really prepared for a fast, furious encounter.
One thing I've noticed about Robbie Regan, he's let his hair grow since the last fight. It was an Alcatraz #1 back in September. In fact, I don't think he's had it cut since then, it was that short.
You can see the concentration on Regan's face. He's really tuned into this. He's got a tremendous volume of support ringing out at this Cardiff ice rink.
Well, last time Ampofo said he gave Regan too much respect. He says this time he's going to be all over him. And he's largely trying to do that in this opening session. Ampofo, originally from Ghana, now domiciled in the East End of London. A real East Ender.
He's fighting with a grin on his face as well, Ampofo.
Is that a grin or a grimace?
I think it's a combination of both. But he's boxing fluently. He's pushing the challenger Robbie Regan onto his back foot. where Regan, in my opinion, operates best anyway.
Well, it's a good opening round for Ampofo.
Very, very good. Positive, closing the range, staying close, staying tight, and not taking nothing in return, really. Out comes the
Gum shield gone. That was Regan's gum shield. And John Coyle taking time out.
The big thing I've noticed, Dave, from the first fight to watching this opening round, is that Francis started twice as fast as he did in that contest. He tended to the first 6 rounds drift by without doing too much, but in this one he's got off lively. Could be a good ploy.
I think Regan has got a little problem with his gum shield. I don't think it fits properly. Had trouble getting it in, and a not very hard punch knocked it out again. End of the round, good round for the champ.
These two are really going to have to work one another out, because both guys are really fired up for this one. And a good opening round from the champion. Positive, set the pace. And like I say, Regan's got enough difficulties with Ampofo in front of him. Worried about the eye, obviously, without having a loose gum shield fitting as well.
Yes, that eye's still got a sort of horn of scar tissue over it, hasn't it, Jimmy?
It looks very prominent. It's the first thing I noticed when Robbie Regan climbed into the ring tonight, and I'm sure Francis Ampofo has noticed as well.
There's Frank Turner on the left, who's the matchroom matchmaker. He decides who's going to fight who. Don't often see him working in the corner.
I bet Frank will think this is a good match.
I bet he will.
Here you see Ampofo with a screwed left jab. What you call that one in the trade. He's like slid to his side and just drove it through the gap.
And just over Regan's shoulder, you could see Ampofo's girlfriend, Emma. About the only fan he's got here tonight, little Francis.
And she follows him religiously. And you can see Francis is closing the gap very quickly. Now you just think back to the opening stances, you people who watched it, and Regan dictated the early rounds before Francis turned on what he's doing now, but Francis has jumped on it right from the off. He believes in his physical power and his physical strength, and he's trying to use them attributes tonight. And he's forcing the pace. He knows he's in great shape, and he'll be looking to break Regan's heart.
This is a very good positive start from Ampofo. It's often said that some fighters grow into titles. Well, it's too early to say whether Ampofo has, but it's a good, confident, positive start from the little man.
Let's sum it up, it's a championship start, starting like a champion.
But let us not, because it would be foolish in the extreme. Well off Regan, we saw him go 12 blistering rounds with Joe Kelly, who's also a little guy.
Now Regan's got good feet, good balance, he moves well side to side, and he's another one of those guys who finds a rhythm, and once he finds it, it's very difficult to break, and Robbie's not yet moved into that rhythm. It's a good pace for a 12-round fight. Francis, being the strong little flyweight that he is, often has to spar with guys who are a division or two above him, and I feel it may take him a round or two to adjust to the flyweight speed of Robbie Regan.
Regan is a very quick flyweight.
Make no mistake about that. Talented, very talented. Pleasure to watch at times. Better round from Regan. He's got through with 1 or 2 good shots. Francis trying to sit on him, making him box at the pace.
Regan counter-punching quite beautifully now. And Regan probably nicking this round, doing enough to win.
Yeah, he's got through with the cleaner shots and moving fluently. And punches are beginning to become accurate.
The bell's gone.
That was a smart round from Regan. You know, Dave, the crowd are beginning to get excited and get behind Regan, because that's the type of round which he needs to produce on a regular basis over the 12-round course. That was, you know, fluent, his moves were good, and his punches becoming very, very accurate. Against that, it was fought at a hell of a pace, and he's going to have to keep it going for 12 rounds because Ampofo is going to try and hunt him down.
Yes, I think we're due for a long fight in this one. Ampofo has got a good dig, but Regan's got a good chin. Regan, not an especially big puncher. Settle down, this could go the full 12. Last one, remember, went 11 rounds.
I wonder just how much the old eye injury is playing on Robbie Regan's mind. Let's not forget he had, I think, 33 stitches in that cut.
Oh, he's got to keep out the way, simple as that. No clashes of heads this time. And of course it's Regan's interest to keep it at a distance, because with a little height and reach advantage he's got, he can out-jab Ampofo all night long. And Francis somehow has got to get inside that.
The pace of the fight is absolutely 100 mile an hour.
I like these little short digging hooks that Regan's bringing up to the ribs. Good shots those, they weaken you, they tire you.
Yeah, good policy in a 12-round fight. Playing quality shots, Regan, slipping and sliding and coming back with good class counters. To keep this pace going, he'll need to be in the best condition of his career.
Well, I think they both are. Then there can be too much doubts about that. Two fit young boys. And this is another good round for Regan. Every punch counting. And the grin, if it was a grin, that was on Ampofo's face in the earlier rounds, is now gone.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's concentrating more on the job in hand, and he knows he's got to land punches on this elusive, fast-moving counter-punching Regan.
Well, he's getting through, but he's not getting through often enough at the moment. But there is a long, long way to go.
Let's not forget that. Real good blending styles. The ever aggressive pocket battleship Francis Ampofo, forcing the action against a slick, stylish counter-punching of Welshman Robbie Regan.
Last 10. We're in round 3. Oh, it's good right-hander from Ampofo. But Regan's round. Crowd know it. Regan knows it. I suspect Ampofo knows it too. And you can tell when the crowd's absorbed in the fight, they start giving the girl carrying the ring card the wolf whistles.
Let's just have a look at the accuracy Regan possesses. You see him making Ampofo miss and coming back with not damaging punches, but just nip-tack, but very, very accurate and point scoring at all times. And as you said, Dave, it's probably another round stamped in the favour of the challenger Robbie Regan. But Francis is adopting the right ploy, sitting on him, making him box at a good pace, and the way he's burning up the ring, he's going to need to have a reserve tank if it goes into the championship rounds.
We're in the Cardiff National Ice Centre. Normally it's the home of one of the top ice hockey teams in Great Britain, the Cardiff Devils. But tonight Robbie Regan, a little devil all on his own in this British flyweight title challenge against the champion from London, Francis Ampofo. And I tell you that Regan will have to box on the retreat all night, because Ampofo has not and will not take a backward step during this contest.
As fast as the fight is, Dave, so far, I think you're going to see Francis try and actually step the pace up. He's been working on sliding into gear after about 2 or 3 rounds, and I can see him now almost trying to close the gap a little bit quicker, but Regan's moving, slipping and sliding and throwing good accurate counters, and it's going to be a difficult solving job for Francis Ampofo to find a way through. This guy's, unless he tires, it's going to be difficult to catch with more than 1 shot at a time.
Well, Regan's training hampered a little bit by the big freeze we've had in Great Britain over the past week or so. Training more useful to skiing than boxing at the moment, but he's done his road work. Out in the cold, the sub-zero temperatures. We will see if it has paid off as this fight unfolds. Ampofo had a chance then. Cross-arm attack, a little hesitant maybe.
This is the first defence of the title for Francis tonight, and take you out after him. He's come right into the lion's den. A former champion. He said he'd give him a return, and he's been as good as his word. And he's going about the task in a very professional manner.
Well, the greatest flyweight champion in the history of boxing came from Wales, and that's not a flight of fancy on my part. It's official. Jimmy Wilde, a ghost with a hammer in his hand, is rated #1 flyweight of all time in the Boxing Hall of Fame in New York. Quite an act for Robbie Regan to follow, but he's doing a good job so far.
Well, he lives up to the ghost department because he's never there when he's expected to get hit. But
quite right.
I don't think he quite possesses the hammer in each hand.
No, that he doesn't have. That he does definitely not have. And again, another good round for the challenger.
He's sliding into an early lead now, and obviously he's found the right tactic he feels to deal with Ampofo, which is to do as he's doing and just stick to his boxing.
Well, Ampofo's got to close him down, get closer to him.
He's got to inject some real pace into the fight and start landing more scoring shots. He's got to let the punches go in bunches, start doubling up on the jab, landing the body shots and then coming back with the shots over the top. He's definitely got to start throwing more punches. He's doing a lot of forcing without actually throwing the shots and the combinations. And just see a spot of action here of Regan on the back foot, coming back with a left hook counter, which was that shot was right out of the textbook. That was a quality shot, leaned onto his back foot and whipped it over, and Francis was on the receiving end.
This is a 12-rounder for the British flyweight title in Cardiff. Robbie Regan, the challenger, in the gold. Francis Ampofo, the champion, in the blue. I'm David Brenner, alongside me, Jim McDonald. This is round 5.
There goes his ghost tactics again. And Francis throwing shots and Regan's not there to receive them.
Ampofo had a cracking opening round, but got to say, it's been Regan's fight since then.
Regan's boxing a smart fight. He's making Francis miss and then coming back with counters and trying to stay busy with a jab. I hope Francis don't become too frustrated at not landing anything clean. That's a long fight. He's just got to persevere and introduce the moves that he's been practicing in the gym into this fight, because he's got to start landing something on the target area.
Well, they do say that title fights don't really start until the last 3-4 rounds, when you find out how fit you are, how strong you are, how brave you are sometimes.
I'm sure we won't find any of these two fighters lacking on any of the departments that have been mentioned.
No, you're quite right there, Jimmy. But Regan, immaculate performance so far.
I think the pattern of the fight has now been set. You know, as we expected, Francis being the aggressor, forcing the pace, pushing Regan back at all times. But Regan's one smart ploy he has used tonight, in my opinion, is he's not neglecting the body shots. He's throwing good body shots. There you see again, and left hooks downstairs, and that will pay dividends as the fight unfolds into the later rounds. They really do sap the strength. It may be a good ploy for Francis to meet fire with fire and bang his own good body shots in.
Yeah, but you see, Jimmy, how tucked in Regan's got his elbows. Makes it very difficult for Francis to land those body shots.
He's a class act. He's obviously worked very hard in the gym on the body work, because he's doing it very fluently.
And once again, trapped on the ropes, tucks up, little 1-2, and then just drifts away.
I'm sure both fighters are feeling the pace of this fight. They've really gone at it from the opening bell, and the pace has been absolutely electric.
Well, Regan cut one then, a good right hand, landed right on the point of his chin. And Ampofo, let's not forget, he's got a good punch on him. But nevertheless, having said that, I've got to give that 5th round once again to Robbie Regan. That makes it 4 rounds Regan, 1 Ampofo so far. And the Regan corner looking pretty happy with life at the moment. Regan, the challenger, former champion, unmarked. And Francis Ampofo, well, listening very carefully to what Graham Mountain in the white shirt, Frank Turner in the black, are telling him. It's only looking a little puffy around the eyes, Jimmy.
Yeah, you know, you mustn't underestimate. We know Regan's not sort of a one-punch hitter, but he is very, very accurate, and he's getting through plenty of scoring shots.
It's been a good, clean fight so far. John Coyle has issued just 1 warning to Ampofo for dangerous use of the head. But remember, the pattern of the first fight, Regan was well on top, then the clash of heads, the cut left eye, and the ultimate 11th round stoppage. Mickey Van was the referee on that occasion. Mickey Van of Leeds, John Coyle of Wolverhampton tonight.
Francis, to his eternal credit, is going about his game plan in a championship manner. He's sticking to his task, as difficult as it is, and really trying to sit right on top of Regan. And it's easier said than done, because Regan, as we've already stated, has got very good legs and moves very fluently.
Oh, quite right. If Regan relaxes for just a split second, he could find himself out of this fight, because Ampofo will go the full 12-round trip without any trouble at all. And he can still punch hard enough to hurt you in round 10, 11 or 12 as well.
Would be dangerous all the way through, you know, as you just stated, Dave. He can whack a little bit. He's keeping the pressure on. He's concentrating now on switching his attack to the body. I'd like to see him do that right from the start.
Regan's gum shield's gone again. And once again, I'm concerned about the fact that it is an ill-fitting gum shield. It's the 2nd time it's gone, and they haven't been hard shots that have dislodged it. So, hope for his sake, don't cause problems later on.
Now, with Regan, you can't become pedestrian, and Francis hasn't really put enough moves on the challengers this year. He wants to start becoming a little bit unorthodox, using that overhand right, which he's been practicing, and looking to put the punches together in combinations of shots. At the moment, he's just trying to get through with the single shots, and it's not working.
It took a very special young man to get Di Gardner back into boxing after the tragic loss of his other young protege, Johnny Owen. He looks to pick the good one here, though, Jim.
Oh, no doubt about that. Regan's come along gradually. He hasn't had an abundance of professional fights, but he's learned his trade well. He's been a champion. He's determined to be champion again. And you can see he's a very polished young man in the boxing department.
And at the moment, he's boxing right out of a textbook.
Robbie Regan.
Well, the end of
the right fight.
Another round of Regan. A short pause here in Cardiff, but you won't miss much. Oh, Jimmy and me were talking during the break about how superbly Robbie Regan is boxing. We were wondering about the Ampofo game plan, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm just relating back to prior to winning the championship and the concern about doing 12 rounds and the pace at which to box it. And I just hope that Francis is not trying to pace it in the first defence of his championship, because, you know, at the end of the day, he's got to fight like a challenger. Even though he's a champion, he's got to fight like a challenger to beat someone of the quality of Robbie Regan. And I'd really like to see Francis up his pace now, and as I was stating earlier, introduce more moves and throw more combinations of shots. And he's got to try and inflict either damage or gain some solid respect out of Robbie Regan, because at the moment Regan's boxing fluently and enjoying his challenge. We've often got to make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, we've often said, watching title fights, that a challenger has got to go out and take the title. That doesn't do him any favours. The judges, the referees will always veer on the side of the champion, but Robbie Regan, at the moment, after 6 rounds, we're in round 7 at the moment, Regan is going out and he is taking this title away from Francis Ampofo. And he's doing it with a beautiful display of boxing.
I don't know if Francis is feeling the pace of the fight, but he's throwing a swinging style right hand without trying to set Regan up. You know, he's not jabbing to the body, he's not feinting or kidding, he's just leading with a one-off, and Regan's too smart to get nailed.
Midway through this, round 7, we're on the back stretch now, and the scheduled 12-rounder.
If he was playing football, he's called it the second half.
That's right.
There's a nice little right-hand counter there that Ampofo tried. Just lean back and come over the top of the right hand. First time he's used that counter in this fight. It was a good shot.
These little body shots, these little digs into the ribs when Ampofo comes in, they could have an effect the last 3 rounds, and he's starting to hurt Ampofo now.
Yeah, them body shots are uncomfortable, and you know, maybe Regan's read the script, and he realises that they're paying huge dividends for him, because he's certainly sinking him in on a regular basis. That's better from Francis. He's got to start doing these type of things, looking off the jab. He's looking to put in more variety in his work and making Regan think about what's coming next. And that's more like it.
It's a closer round than the ones that have gone before.
I don't know if Regan's as cagey as he looks, but I just wonder as he was going into the second half of the fight there whether he took a sort of a semi-breather round, because he seemed to come off his pedestal a little bit and just try and pace the round out a little bit more. And but Francis Ampofo's success was still rather limited.
5 rounds left. We're in the break between rounds 7 and 8.
Let's just pick up on the action here. You see Francis stalking him as always and looking to land. And there you go, there's the hook off the jab, and that was a quality shot. You know, that's the type of move that you know, Francis is capable of producing, and we need more of it on a regular basis if he's to retain his title. But, you know, Francis is gritty and determined, and he ain't going to want to let this title go. I'm sure we're yet to see him really put his foot on the accelerator and try and pull something out, because that's what he's got to do.
And the crowd now getting behind the local hero, Robbie Regan, in the yellow, who must surely have opened up a very, very commanding lead. Not a lead, I hasten to add, that's beyond the reach of Francis Ampofo, but one that's going to take some closing.
I'm sure if anyone needs reminding of the first fight, it won't be Robbie Regan. He knows that fight, he felt he was going to retain his title, and he woke up next morning and the Lonsdale belt was missing. So, you know,
quite right.
He'll be keeping his mind 100% on the case. You know, at this present moment in time, I really feel for the champion Francis. He's so determined to hang on to his title, but he's really up against a slick boxing master tonight. This guy's really got his act together and shown the respect a strong man like Francis deserves, and at the moment it's difficult to break his rhythm. Francis is really trying, as I said he would, like a true champion.
And beyond no illusion, Ampofo is a good flyweight, but Regan is looking genuine international class at the moment, and getting more and more confident with every round that passes.
The quality of the moves from both fighters, at times borderline world class. The moves, the angles, the shots, and the variety is a pleasure to watch.
Nice
Got 1-2 counter there from Regan.
Good jolting counter.
Sharp. Francis absorbs a good shot because that was bang on the target. No ill effect. It's tribute to his conditioning.
Now, Regan doesn't want to start mixing it with Ampofo. He's got where he is at the moment on boxing skills, and Ampofo would rather like to have a toe-to-toe slugging match. This might be a sign of overconfidence, perhaps. Another great round, though, for Regan.
I don't like to use the word, but at this stage of the fight, as Francis is trotting back to his corner, he looks a little bit dispirited, and he needs to dig into his championship boots now and really dig something up, because at the moment he's really on a roll, Robbie Regan. And as you just stated, he's enjoying every moment.
Difficult to see when faced with the sort of skills we're going to see now from Robbie Regan, exactly what Ampofo can do. Barry Hearn, his manager, looking stony-faced in the background. There's his girlfriend Emma on the left of those two girls there with the dark hair.
Graham, I don't know what Graham will be trying to instill in the mind of Francis, but really it's very, very basic. Judging on how he feels, he's got to just basically feel like the sauce going on, spaghetti bolognese. He's got to roll all over this guy now and really rough him up and bang away and try and inflict some physical damage and break his rhythm, break his pattern.
Like this.
Because you're not going to break his art.
And on my card, Ampofo's got to win the last 4 rounds and win them quite big to stand any chance.
Having said that, Regan's still going to have to stick to what he's doing best, which is boxing and moving, and not get involved in a toe-to-toe. Little clash of heads there at close quarters.
But that was on the forehead, not on that fragile left eyebrow of Robbie Regan. Switches southpaw, switches back.
And Francis answers it with a southpaw switch of his own. Good quick right hand counter from Robbie Regan then. Fast shot off the ropes. There's a slight reddening of the eye, it doesn't look... There's a lump up on Francis' head, looks like a small snooker ball.
I don't know how that got there.
Maybe it was that little clash of heads we were just talking about.
It's a weird injury. As you said, it's like a golf ball coming up.
These two really let him rip now. Yeah. This is now turned into a championship fight of quality.
Ampofo and Regan. Regan clearly feels that he's drawn Ampofo's sting now, and he's prepared to slug it out with him.
A little bit of desperation obviously creeping into Francis. He must feel the title drifting. The heads are starting to clash.
It is.
And Regan doing his best to stick to his boxing. He knows in the back of his mind he's in front. He doesn't want to make a fatal error.
You can see very clearly in that shot there that strange swelling. Look at it. On the side of Ampofo's shaven skull. And he's getting a little bit careless with the head now, is Ampofo.
These two have both injected pace at this stage of the fight, would you believe it?
Well, it's desperation stakes from the champion, I fear. Because he knows that his reign as champion might only have another 15 minutes or so left to run.
Regan's still throwing quality moves even at this stage of the fight. He's throwing fast customers and counters. And Francis really trying to overpower him and walk through everything.
This could be the round that clinches it for Regan. That might be the round that's broken Ampofo's heart.
What a round it was.
Well, there's 3 rounds left, and Regan could really afford to have a little breather now, have a little pottle round the ring. And still win this.
That's right, I can see his corner instilling it into him not to get careless, to stay smart and keep both hands up and just keep his head out of danger's way. That man must have taken a lot out of both fights, but particularly the champion Francis, because Francis was yet again setting the pace. As you can see here, both boys locked together at close quarters, delivering quality shots. Regan throwing shots to head and body, and Francis bobbing and weaving in front of him, trying to come back with the bombs of his own. A terrific battle.
Round 10 of this scheduled 12-rounder at the National Ice Rink in Cardiff. Francis Ampofo in blue, the flyweight champion of Great Britain, in real danger of losing his title against the Welshman, Robbie Regan. Ampofo has been eating leather for much of this fight. Had a terrific first round, and we thought, well, this could be the title staying where it is in the East End of London, but it's been anything but that story since, with Regan well in control.
Francis is going for the bombs out of every shot, and it ain't a bad policy. You know, he's got to try and pull something out. He knows it. It's either the right hand or the left hook. He's just bombing them in there. And he's going to need to keep his concentration, Regan, because even himself must be feeling the pace. He really has set it. And at this stage of the game, he's probably just fighting on pure adrenaline.
And as long as Regan sticks to the game plan, this fight is won.
He's still sinking good quality body shots, Regan. Francis is ignoring everything and marching on in the hope that he can pull something out.
And of course, although Regan is essentially a counter-puncher, when he gets Ampofo on the back foot, he takes away so much of his threat.
Absolutely. He's probably calculating in his mind exactly that factor, but I don't think he's prepared to take the risk to find out. He's enjoying what he's doing. It's worked well for him so far, and he won't be looking to ruin what he feels is going to be a successful recapture of his British Championship. Good body shot from Francis Ampofo that time. This is what Francis should have been doing early in the fight, Dave. Bombing the body shots in. You could see the uncomfortable sign on Regan's face as they went round the side of his ribs.
They did hurt, there's no doubt about that.
That's what Francis should have been doing very early in the fight, and I'm sure now, if he's feeling tired now, Mr. Regan, he'll be feeling a damn sight a lot more tired. Francis, his desires carrying him on now. He's just walking through tiredness, walking through the atmosphere, the mayhem and everything else you care to name. Trying to still pull it out. Credit to him, credit to him.
Once again, not a bad round for the champion.
Good round for Francis Ampofo. He's set the pace. Regan is sucking up the air now, and that was the best round that Francis has had for quite a few rounds. This is the game plan that I was saying Francis should have employed from the off. Whack, right round the side. You can see the effect it's had on Regan. And I'm sure Francis may live to regret not employing that tactic from round one.
Round 11 of this absorbing British flyweight title fight. Francis Ampofo, the champion in blue. Robbie Regan, the challenger from Wales, in yellow. We're at the Cardiff National Ice Rink. I'm David Brennan. Alongside me, former undefeated featherweight champion of Europe, Jimmy McDonnell. And this fight going out live all over Europe on Screen Sport. And I hope those of you watching it on Prime Network in the United States are enjoying it just as much as we are here in Cardiff tonight.
Francis, Dave, he's now boxing now. Should have been boxing half a dozen rounds ago because he's being successful with it. I feel Regan's got a little bit tired now. Francis obviously getting a little bit desperate, feels the title slipping away. But at last he's upped his work rate, he's banging in the body shots and having success.
Yes, he's finishing the stronger, and that was a good right hand from Ampofo.
He's hurting man the body again. Is he going to pull it out late? Because Regan is really feeling them body shots.
And Regan's laces are coming undone. I hope he's not coming undone for his sake, because he's within touching distance of regaining his British flyweight title. The crowd getting behind their man, lifting him. This can make so much difference, but Regan is in a little bit of trouble.
He's gone tired, there's no doubt about that. And Francis is quick to notice it, and he's jumping on top of him, staying close, and he must still sense he can pull it out. This is a champion's finish.
It really certainly is. And all credit to Francis Ampofo.
Regan's not coming back with nothing at the moment. He's just skating around the outside of that ring and trying to keep out of harm's way.
And the crowd have gone a little bit quiet all of a sudden.
This is a good finish from Ampofo.
And there's another round to go after this. We could be in for a very dramatic finish. Regan, mouth hanging open, gulping in great lungfuls of air.
What a tribute to the conditioning of Ampofo. You know, the fight has been fought at a hectic pace. This is round 11 and he's really boxing against the opening round. I know he's feeling tired, but he's just so determined to retain his championship. The word you used to sum up the fight, Dave, was spot on. Absorbing. It really is.
Something for everybody. We've had no knockdowns, but that's the only thing this fight lacks, and I wouldn't bet any money that we might not have a knockdown before the end of the 12th. Regan trying to get the jab working again.
He's desperately tired, Robbie Regan, desperately tired. He leaned on the shoulder of Ampofo there and looked out the ring, and I know what he was wishing. This was the last round and the bell would be ringing soon. But he's still got another 3 minutes after this as well.
Oh, got a little jolting left counter from Regan, brought Francis Ampofo up momentarily, but the champion, it's all one-way traffic this round.
A great finale there from Francis Ampofo. You've really got to take your hat off, Jim. here in the middle of Cardiff fighting a local boy, and you know, to pull a round out like that at this stage of the fight, I've got to take my absolute 100% respect for trying to retain that championship in that type of style. Because he must be desperately tired, Dave, but he's just ripped the tiredness up, chucked it away, and just marched on for it.
It remains to be seen just how much Regan's lead was built up in the middle and early rounds.
I just wonder now how desperately Francis must be regretting never adopted these tactics so much earlier. I know Regan was fresher at that stage of the fight, but the body shots would have certainly brought him down quicker than leaving it till the 11th round. Well, actually the 10th round, because he had a good 10th as well, we'll remember.
Yes, he did. We have 3 rounds of boxing left to decide the flyweight championship of Great Britain. John Coyle, who has refereed this fight magnificently, kept it in control without being obtrusive, the sign of a true star-class referee, and Ampofo is going for it.
You know, from Regan's point of view, he knows it's the last round, and that alone will make him stick in there. This is why, if Francis would have adopted these tactics round about round 6, round 7, it would have been a different ball game, because Regan would have been having to face 6 or 7 rounds of this type of onslaught, and I don't think he'd have relished it, because as good a fighter as he is, he'd have really had to pull it out to stick with it. But he probably feels in his own mind, Dave, that he's well in front and he just wants to keep out of harm's way.
Well, I must confess, have Regan still quite some way in front. But I wonder how John Coyle has it. Ampofo desperately looking for the big finish.
Let's not forget, though, that although Regan's at home and he's getting all the cheers, Francis is, after all, the defending champion.
I've got to say, Jimmy, I don't think he's done quite enough.
No, I have to agree. You know,
it's a great finish.
Regan's boxed superbly in some stage of the fight, absolutely world class. But Ampofo, you've got to take your hat off to him. Absolutely brilliant. Little bit of the old Sugar Ray Leonard tactics coming in from Regan now.
Little bit of showboating.
So you can't knock him, he's done his job. Maybe we'll have a sign of a shuffle if he's got the strength.
The crowd on their feet.
Francis still battling away at close quarters, but Regan now coming back with shots. There's a round or so ago, he wasn't really bothering to do that. But he knows it's the last round. Great finish. Referee sticking close to the action.
Last minute.
Is he ready to crown Regan yet again as
yes,
champion?
I'm sure. Even though this has been a terrific last 3 rounds for Ampofo, I've given him 10 and 11, and I'm giving him 12. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
I'll tell you what, Dave, down on the last few rounds, I bet plenty of people would like to see him go again. Confrontation number 4.
There's going to be an eruption at the end of this fight if Regan gets it. Last 15 seconds now.
10 out of 10 to both of them. A great scrap. Good left hook counter from Robbie Regan there on the go.
Yes, Regan has got it.
Whoever the respondent figure is, Francis Ampofo. But you know, Regan, what can you say? What a performance, and what a gutsy, attempted defence of the championship by Francis Ampofo. A cracking contest.
Well, we shall see how John Coyle scored it. For the record, I make it 118 to 116.5. We'll get the announcement from Mike Goodall in a minute. She's pleased. It'll be a Merry Christmas in the Regan household, but no need for Francis Ampofo to feel disgraced. Let's get the official scoring now from John Coyle. That matches me.
118 points.
That matches me too. Well, nice to finish the year scoring spot on. 118, 116 and a half. Robbie Regan by 3 rounds is John Coyle's verdict, and I think that is absolutely spot on.
Now Francis will look back to them early rounds now, Dave. Judging it was a 3-round finish and looking at Francis in the 10th, 11th, you know, leaving you a lot to think about. Well done, Robbie Regan.
Well, the Lonsdale belt will go round Robbie Regan's waist once again. I love you, he says. Well, the fans have helped him to where he is today. And the crowd can afford a little generosity now to the now former champion, Francis Ampofo. And as Jimmy has said, if only from Francis's viewpoint, he fought right from the off, as he did in the last 3 rounds, that title wouldn't have changed hands, Jim.
Well, you know, I know Robbie had gone tired at that stage of the fight because he'd done a lot of moving, a lot of boxing, but Francis seemed to have all his success when he boxed at flyweight pace, which was fast, but through shots as well, particularly the body shots, because he's a strong young man, Francis Ampofo, and them shots over a long fight would be very difficult for any flyweight to absorb on a regular basis. And I'm sure Francis, when he sits at home and looks at the table of the fight, may live to regret that.
Well, another great name in Welsh boxing, Cliff Curvis, puts the Lord Lonsdale belt around Robbie Regan's slim waist.
There's a good young champion there, make no mistake about that.
I think we are going to hear a great deal of this young man in 1992. He's got everything except a big punch, and well, that can come.
As we said earlier, Dave, he lives up to the reputation as the ghost, but possibly without the hammer in his hand. But very elusive, difficult to hit, tremendous mobility, and very fluent once he finds that rhythm.
Well, very nearly the end of the programme, the last live Pro Box of the year. Quick chance to thank you all for your cards, your best wishes, your letters. We love hearing from you. Long may it continue. Jimmy and Barry and me, we'll be back with you in the new year, but before then, why don't you join us at 9 o'clock next week, Christmas Eve. 9 o'clock Christmas Eve for our Pro Box review of the year. From a new flyweight champion, the end of an old year, from us here in Cardiff. Bye-bye.